to see your face. All right. Okay, I think we are ready to get going now. We just want to welcome you to the Show Up Challenge win of the week meeting. And these are just so much fun because we get to share kind of some of the things that we're directing our brain to think about as we are noticing the things that we are improving at as we move our way to week 7 through this challenge. And I just want to share with you something that I've kind of had on my mind this past couple of weeks, something that I've learned through this Show Up Challenge. And it just kind of came out of a situation that I'm dealing with at home. I have my 2 elderly parents that are living with me. They both have dementia. And things have been going like it's been a learning process. They've been living with me for 2 years, but this summer they got really sick and had COVID. And so now their mental and physical has declined even more. So we kind of found ourselves in a place where things were getting more challenging and more things were being required of us. And I noticed, like, when this first kind of all came down and hit, that things were getting very tight and constricted in my body because I was really resisting the change. I'm like, no, this is too hard. I can't do this. And I just noticed when I was in that place, it was very hard to think of how to do anything really, like how to take care of my parents, what they needed, and just physically how to move things around. And then I noticed there was like one kind of pivotal moment where it was like overnight, like the first couple of days had been so hard and I was just feeling frustrated, like I wanted to give up. Then I was able to sleep and rest and kind of process things and just kind of come to terms with what my new current reality was. Dr. A says that that's an important place to be, is where you are aware of what your current reality is and that you're accepting it, so then that you can change it. And I noticed over that night, I just kind of accepted what my current reality was, and I stopped pushing so hard. And all of a sudden, when I did that, it just felt like the energy could flow through my body and thoughts could come to my head. And I woke up the next morning, I'm like, oh, I know how we're going to do this. I know how we're going to take care of them. We're going to do this, this, and this. And then all of a sudden, like, everything just felt lighter and it felt so much better. And I just really noticed that shift from things feeling impossible to things feeling possible. And that's what Dr. A really encourages. He says that possibility for breakthrough comes when we learn from taking responsibility for ourselves and practice healthy mind shifts. So I just really learned that when we're holding firmly and we're resisting to what we want to be what we want to be the truth, but it's not the truth, it's not our reality. It stops that flow of energy and it's kind of wasting our time and our energy. But that when we can let go of that and allow that to, our current reality, to accept it, then that energy is able to flow and we're able to think of those things that we need to do to move forward and not be stuck where we are. So just want to encourage you to think about something that you've come to a realization. Maybe you had a mind shift where you were thinking one way before, and now you've kind of flipped that script and you're able to look at something different. When we focus on the things that we are improving at and the things that are changing, it really helps our neural pathways in our brain to focus on the positive, and then that starts happening more and more. So that's why we love sharing wins of the week here. So I'd love to hear from some of you all, if you just want to come off mute and share something that you realized or had a shift with.
I'll share, Lauri. I am super excited about my win of the week. I only gained 1 pound on vacation. And some of you might think like, oh, why are you considering that a win? I went to Italy on a girls' trip. And for those of you who know Italy, there's like pizza and pasta and gelato around every corner. And I honestly didn't show up 100% in my eating habits. But what I did do is show up in all my other habits, in my meditation, in my water, in my moving my body. And in the past, I would have ate myself sick. I would have easily gained 5 to 10 pounds on vacation, easily. But after being a coach for Optavia for 9 years, those habits are just part of me now. And I am taking full responsibility for that 1 pound, which we all know on the 5 and 1, if you sneeze, you'll lose 1 pound, right? So it's just a huge win for me. And there's no shame. I chose to have that. I chose to eat that. And there was no battle going on in my brain like, oh, this is so bad for me. Like, no, it's like when in Rome. I know where that phrase comes from now. But yeah, I'm just super proud of myself. So that was a huge win for me.
Isn't that so cool when you can come from that place of choosing what you want to do while you're on vacation, and then you don't have to have the guilt with it and everything, and how you're learning to balance that with what you're doing. So thank you so much for sharing, Bonnie. That's inspiring. We all, that's something that we all strive to have. Anyone else have a win of the week to share?
I have a win of the week.
All right, Grady.
I had a very successful skin removal surgery 4 days ago. And I'm feeling pretty good right about now.
Wow, that's exciting, Grady. Anything else to add to that?
Yeah, I'm still here. I look at it at my age, every time I do a surgery, it's a real risk, and it's just a blessing to be able to be healthy enough to go through these surgeries and not have any complications. And it's because of this business that allowed me to make that mind shift, to be able to stay on program, to do the things I need to do to stay healthy. So I got, grateful for the position that I'm in because of this company, because of you guys, keeping me motivated, keeping me encouraged, keeping me going. So I'm here.
Wow, Grady, so many wins there. Okay, someone's asking, how much have you lost?
Right now, I'm 218 pounds. I was 465.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, everyone is like clapping for you. That's amazing. What a change, what an impact that has had on your life. Will you tell us a couple of things, how it's impacted your life for the better?
Well, the most important thing for me was the fact that I was able to break a generational curse of all the men in my family dying at age 65. On the 14th of this month, I made 71 years of age. And I've been able to zip line twice. I've been able to hike up to Memorial Hill in Utah this last couple of weeks. After this surgery, skydiving is on the plan. It's just the things that I'm able to do now that I couldn't do before. I'm just encouraged to just go out and do all these crazy things. I'm excited about being able to have a brand new life. It's motivating. There's nothing I don't believe I can't do at this point.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing.
I'm going to tell you one other thing that I'm really excited about. When I came back from Utah, I actually used the restroom on a plane. I've never used the restroom on a plane. There was no way I was going to fit in the restroom on a plane at 465 pounds. But when I walked up to that little bitty door, I had to really think about, you sure you want to take this chance? Once I got on the inside, there was plenty of room, and I was excited about it. Another thing I always wanted to be able to do is just cross my legs. I took a picture this time sitting on the plane with my legs crossed. And I remember the time I had to have 2 seatbelt extenders once I got there. Now there's 10 inches left on the seatbelt when it's just a regular seatbelt now. The things that I do now are just unbelievable. It's what you call them non-scale victories. Well, these are big victories for me because these were things I've always wanted to be able to do and just wasn't able to do those things.
Oh my goodness.
Just excited.
Yeah. I'm excited for you, Grady. And And just thinking about you at 71, like living your life to the fullest now, doing all these things that you're excited to do. So thank you so much for sharing all those. I think everyone is inspired. Anyone else who would like to share a win?
I can share.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's kind of a bad, it's not really a win, but I guess that the way I reacted kind of turned into a win. Probably for the last like month, I have been just grabbing things that I shouldn't grab as far as food, like sweets, like cookies here. We've stopped at like bakeries and Crumble and, even gas station cookies, which are like not even that great, but I've been wanting them. And I've probably done it, had a dozen times, like sweets or something, just here and there. And it's not like, for me, I'm not really gaining a lot of weight. It's maybe a pound I've gained. It's not really about the number on the scale, but for me, it makes me really like gripey and just kind of snappy and a little more hostile. And I don't sleep as well at night, so I'm just a little more irritable. So I really choose to not have them at all if I can. That's kind of the goal, to just steer clear completely, because I know it's like my husband will say, why are you freaking out? Like you're not even gaining weight. It's not a big deal. And it's like, it's not about the weight. It's about, I don't want to be gripey, and I was rude. And he called me out on it. He was like, you were so rude. Like, and I broke down and I just cried and I just said, you're right. It's this is why it's a problem, and I'm gripey because and it's showing like rude to other people, but it's because I'm not happy with myself. And so I was able to take that ownership of, I'm not happy with where I'm at and what I'm doing, and I'm responding negatively towards people, just a little more moody. I said, I don't want to be grouchy and mean and irritable. I want to be sweet and kind and polite, and I don't want to be rude. But before, I would have just like held on to the fact that I'm not rude and I'm not, but I was able to admit that like I'm not happy with where I'm at, and I need to shift. And so instead of like fighting back or responding back, he went through the house and like threw away everything that was bad. The kids woke up and were like, why are all the peanut butter crackers in the trash? And I was like, we've got to clean up the environment. We've got to, because if it's around, I want it. And so I don't know, that was kind of my win. And he was supportive and went through and just got out everything bad. And so there we go. Wow. I haven't had any junk food in a few days now.
Wow. So many wins there, Amy. Just, the realization. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we start realizing when we're working on our health is, and doing this program, is how your food affects how you feel physically. For me, that was like this huge, like, oh my gosh, like all these years, I didn't know my mood was being affected by what I was eating. And so that's so cool that you had that big aha, and then the stop, and then the challenge of like, I don't want to show up like this for people around me and my family. I want to choose something different. And then you acted on that and you cleared out the junk out of your home. So very cool share. Thank you so much. I think Linda has her hand up.
Hi, my name's Linda, and I have a couple of wins. 10 years ago, I did not attend my 40th reunion, and I don't even remember what my excuses were, but it was strictly because I was so overweight. This program has given me my health and a healthy weight back and so many other things. And I am attending my 50th reunion this coming weekend. So I'm really excited, really excited to go and to look. I know that I look okay. I think I don't know, but I might look better than a lot of my people. I might not. It doesn't really matter. I just know that I look good for myself and I'm healthy and I'm in good physical shape. I had a second win today. I started a workout program with my 40-year-old son, who's a total triathlete kind of a guy. So it wasn't a wimpy workout. Did crunches, and that was cool. And I did that because of the show up challenge. I think I wanted to say that I have been showing up, except when I had a doctor's appointment. I've been showing up, and it's made a big difference in my life. And then I have one more win to share that happened 8 years ago. So it was before I got into Optavia, but it's a very special anniversary for me. Is I'm allergic to the drug of alcohol. So through the help of my friends in a program called Alcoholics Anonymous, today I celebrated 8 years of sobriety. So.
Oh my goodness. Yay, Linda. Just loved hearing about being able to show up to your reunion and to feel more confident and to actually go this time. And, you know, it's amazing when you feel good, how that just exudes from you. And 8 years sobriety, like that's a big celebration there too. So thank you for sharing. All right, let's have one more share, and then we're going to do a little breathing exercise. Is there one more person who has a win to share?
I can do one, Lauri.
Oh, all right, Kayla.
So a few days ago, Randy was in a lot of pain and ended up being a kidney stone. And so, of course, that kind of stuff always happens in the middle of the night, right? So basically what happened was I was up from 1 a.m. until the next night, pretty much, just really sleep deprived. And I'm using the 5-in-1 plan right now to reset a little bit. And in my mind, I was like, this is a good enough reason to just eat whatever I want. Like, I'm tired and whatever. But I didn't let that thought linger very long. I was like, no, I am going to continue on. I'm going to stay true to my plan. I'll feel a lot better. I'll sleep better when I can actually go to sleep again. And the good news is the really good news is he's feeling better. So.
Oh, I'm so glad you're feeling better, Randy. And way to show up for yourself, Kayla. Way to show up for your health, you know, like even when things feel stressful and difficult, it's amazing how when you make your health a priority in those moments, it actually helps you deal with them better. So yeah, that's a huge win. All right, I want everyone just to take a minute here to close your eyes, and we're going to do a couple of deep breaths. So everyone, eyes closed, and let's breathe in and breathe out. Let's do one more. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, continue breathing. While you're doing this, remind you that you can use your breath to help you stay calm in those moments when life wants to challenge you, and you can stop and you can breathe and you can challenge and you can choose. And find an image in your imagination of your healthy self and see that you in your mind is the you that's in, this is the you inside of you that's you, and it's the true you. See it in as much specific detail using your inner senses. How do you feel about being your healthiest self? See it, hear it, feel it, and feel the gratitude as it's already done external, as if it's already done externally. So as you're going throughout each day, anytime you can bring this same image up in your mind with the accompanying feeling of gratitude of your awareness. And you can say to yourself, I am grateful for my health. I'm getting healthier in all ways. I am loved. I am worthy. I am grateful for my body. All right, now open your eyes and come back to the group. And just want to encourage you to continue showing up this week for yourself, for your health, for those around you. And we look forward to seeing you next Monday night.